What do you do when you get rejected? Hi there, I'm Tamara Dorris, your real estate coach, and today I want to talk for just a moment about the emotions, the energy, the reactions, and the solution to when you get rejected. I had a client the other day who was just so upset because someone that she's sold a house for before just put on Facebook she's living in her new house. And I asked my agent, my client, have you been in touch with her? Well, no, but I see her on Facebook all the time and I like her stuff. And I'm like, okay. So working on preventing it in the future. This is why we have to remember to stay engaged. Whether you bring your past clients, gifts, or call them up, or send them direct messages, or text them, just because you sold a house for them before and they see you on social media and you see them, does not make a relationship. So the first thing is make sure that you're staying in touch with your people, with your tribe. People who have bought, sold, or referred you before, those are your ambassadors. They are gold. You should be liking and commenting on their post at least once a week. At least. They show you their kids. Boy, they're so cute. They put their dog on there. They're on a vacation. Be part of their lives. You have to remember the psychology of social media is that people want to be acknowledged and accepted. And you get to be the person that can do that for your ambassadors. And your ambassadors are those people who you are top of mind when it comes to buying or selling a property in their town, and for referrals as well. Okay, so that's the first thing. The first thing is stay in touch. It's a great lesson to be reminded of the logical perspective here, and that is this agent was not on top of mind for this past client. So that's the first lesson. The second lesson is, how reactive were you? Because I'm going to tell you, if you get your feelings hurt, or you get angry, or you feel bad and you pout and you spin down that rabbit hole, the longer you do that and go there, the more you're going to drive people from you, because that has an energy to it, right? That feeling of being, whether it's angry or how dare they do that, and I even took a discount on my commission, and da 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 da. You can go there, have a nice walk, but I'm telling you, the longer you do that, the deeper you do it, the more you do it, the worse off you're going to be, because you're going to be emitting the frequency of defeat, of anger. And what is that going to attract back to you? Exactly the same thing. And you don't want any more people to do that to you, and you don't want your deals falling through, and you don't want to repel prospective clients. So stop doing that. That's the first thing I always have my agents do. Call it the catch and release. You got to stop. The minute that you feel reactive, stop. And I know that's easier said than done, but we know for a fact, neuroscientific fact, by the way, that when you have like bad news or a bad experience or something that throws you off your game, the biology that causes the emotion that feels really cruddy only lasts 90 seconds. And then it's spent, then it's done. Yet we insist on keeping that energy with us forever, right? Or for days. So that's the second thing, is stop the reaction. How do you stop the reaction? Well, I'm not going to go into all that right now, but I will say that it's a matter of choosing what you're focusing on. Clearly, if you're in a depressed state because someone did that to you, which, notice my language is being intentional. Someone did that to you. No one did anything to you. Someone made a choice for where they're at in their life, and it just didn't have anything to do with you. Get over it. You're not the star of their world, right? And I hate to be so tough lovey, but that's just the way life is. So you have a choice. You can sit and moan and groan about it and just drown in that negative, dense energy, or you can shift your focus to something that you want to think about, like the current client you have, or the listing you're going to get at the end of the month, or how much you love your pets, or your kids, or your spouse, or whatever. Dance, do something to break that and shift your focus. Those are two things. The third thing, and this is more esoteric because the first two are very, very solid. Keep nurturing your ambassadors. That's just a marketing and I don't know, it's a sphere of influence thing. We all know this, right? So that was something, if you let fall through the cracks, now you know. Second thing about not getting spun out on the reactiveness about it, that's still pretty tangible. Like you feel sad, let's switch that. The third one is more esoteric. And when I say esoteric, I mean you may have to do some deep diving here. Ask yourself, where in your life in the past have you made someone else feel like that? Even by accident, because I promise you, most of the time, your friend that listed with someone else did not do that to hurt your feelings, right? That's not why they did it. They did it because they're hanging out with a new crowd, or their spouse said, oh, let's use this person, or whatever it was. It wasn't personal. 99% of the time, it's not personal. I'm not going to just go sell my house and list with someone else to get back at you. No. So we have to get ourselves and our egos out of it. But the esoteric way asks you to understand that life is a mirror and that everything that happens to us, good and bad, is a reflection of what we are projecting out. So if you ask yourself, where in the past have I used someone else that it could have hurt someone else's feelings? I'll give you an example. Someone said to me the other day, I'm just so upset with this woman because she owes me $1,500. And we're talking and I'm explaining this to her. And she goes, oh, wow. And I go, what? She goes, I just realized I owe someone $1,500. Like, it doesn't mean you had to that you listed your house with another agent. Don't be so analytical. What I mean is, where in the recent months have you picked something that may have hurt someone else's feelings that you may not have any clue about? And that's really what we're getting into here, is you don't need to dig around too far. You don't need to go too deep and say, what is it? Doesn't matter. It's your acceptance that it's entirely possible that this is some sort of reflection. That's all. You want to dig around a little bit? Fine, have at it. But you don't need to have the answer. All you have to do is acknowledge, maybe this is something coming back at me. Maybe I accidentally hurt someone else's feelings, and I may never know how, when, or where, but I accept that responsibility, and I'm going to be okay with it. And I'm going to shift my focus. I'm going to get my vibes, my frequency back up in the abundant agent atmosphere, and I'm going to move on. Okay? Those are the three things that if you do those three things, even the big deal that fell through that you're just heartsick about will be easier, and it will clear the pathway for the next one. And the next one, that won't happen. Okay. Thanks for watching. Go on the link below if you want to talk about any kind of coaching or anything like that. I would love to connect with you. I hope you have a beautiful day.